Alright, back to this Grand Prix we're working on. We got this spoiler off there, as you can see. We're going to go ahead and fix that up, hang it where the piece of shit is now, in all of its glory. It'll have to get scrubbed before we can do anything. I don't know what the hell they parked under, but there's all kinds of nettles and shit underneath here. Basically had to clean the car before I can even start working on it. Where we're at now is this fender again. I'll go ahead and get a lot of that pulled out. I might be able to shoot some footage while I'm getting that pulled out. We'll see. We'll pull that headlight assembly. We'll pull this headlight assembly, which will make my life easier when I shoot this hood. I got to looking at it, and we have significant clear coat failure there. It's just going to be easier for me to shoot it. I got enough product to do so. We got some pretty good dents here to deal with, so we'll do what we got to there. Again, like I was explaining yesterday, really this is quick, fast, and loose. They just want it a point where it will be shiny on the car lot and go away. That's pretty much it for now. When I get involved, I'll go ahead and fire up and shoot some more footage. Alright, we'll kind of show you what's going on here. Piece of shit fender, but I mean really we've got it back to a lot of its original shape. Believe it or not, all of this has taken less than an hour. Obviously it looks like a wad of used chewing gum right there. I welded a little pull tab, which helped us out quite a bit, getting that where we wanted it. I take the tire off, that little inner fender mud guard that's laying up underneath there, that'll go back on. But we'll be able to get a close to original look. Our door line sucks, which is part of getting that section through here, back where it needs to be. That's hammer and dolly work. We're not going to expend a lot of resources on it, but we'll get her there. And out here we got sitting that thin spoiler, plastic piece of shit, whatever you want to call it. Got it cleaned up, just scrubbed it down so it's not got all that dirt and grime on it. That'll be pretty easy. We'll get it scuffed down. I don't think there's going to be any filler in it. Just sand it good, get everything to feather out, be good to go. Right now we're pulling the bumper cover itself off. Got the headlights out. All this, these parts here, up underneath where all the hidden bolts are, and then of course I started grinding on the hood when I set it down enough. Started grinding on the hood, getting it to a point where I can applicate some filler. I want to get everything ground down, do everything in assembly line fashion. That's where you pick up time on these bullshit projects. Everything needs to get hammered out. We'll hammer out, grind everything down, and we start applying filler. Less waste, less hassle. That is shit they teach you in school. So today we're just trying to get this. I'm trying to get this job out of here. Not that interested in keeping it around very long. I'll pull the pinstriping off. I don't think I got any of that crap in inventory, so the customer will be responsible for that. Really, we're going to get it cleaned up, prep, ground down, shot. Usually these jobs end with detailing the car out. Get the car detailed out and all prettied up inside and out. And it's not in it for time. These folks don't want it. They'd rather take and clean up their own stuff. They save that penny or dime or whatever. So it makes them happy. I guess it gives them something to do. Okay, we're fucking with this still. We got that off. We got it sanded down, feathered out. Probably wet sand it down as far as 800, shoot it with some sealer, it'll be ready to paint. The hood I've got all roughed in. All we gotta do is finish sand, get that taken care of. Now we're talking about the owner not wanting to buy one of these, and really with the shape the rocker panels are in, I didn't want to take this rocker cover off because it may not go back on the car. Well, at this point the gamble is worth it. We got all this hammered out within reason. Bad thing is where it got crunched worse is right here in the middle of the radius, and with that it's going to bring the bottom in, it's going to bring the top in, shortening that radius top and bottom. I got it where it cleared at the top, it hit at the bottom, and so forth and so on. Fiddled with it for a little bit, called the guy up, he said he's got to get us a new fender. That was yesterday afternoon. This is a brand new morning and I haven't heard word from since. So we're going to get the tire back on it. We're going to throw those parts underneath the inner fender mud flap thing back in the trunk. Get it out of the shop for now. We got stuff to do. We got another car showing up here in a couple hours. And I've got, past Casey over there at the carb station, I've got a Holly that I got to get out today. So I'll put that together here in a minute. Videos on carburetors aren't really worth the watch. Pretty damn boring. Worse than watching paint dry. That's where we're at on the Grand Prix till we get parts. I'm going to leave it the fuck alone and not waste my time. We could finish this, paint it and clear it. We could finish that up over there, paint it and clear it. There's some touch-ups that need done on the bumper cover because of, well, a bug landing. It was great. I'm not going to do any more with paint until we have all the parts. Till we're ready to go with that because of the expense of the materials. Mixing up 3 or 4 times isn't worth it. So, until next time. New day at the shop. Here we are. We pulled the hood off of it. This thing's actually taking a hell of a lot more time than I wanted, but we got the hood pulled. We're pulling the broken fender right now. Piece of shit that it is. Bumper cover. It's outdoors. And we got a new fender after calling the owner and saying, well, guess what? Here it is. It only took them about a day to get it to me. It would have taken me an hour if they'd let me get the parts, but such is life. This is your shitty aftermarket parts on a Pontiac Grand Prix. So once I get this car just out of here, I'm going to park it in the next building and get the hood, the fender, and the spoiler in here to paint. We'll go from there. See you in a bit. Alright, so we got everything pretty much tore down. I got this stood up on this Carpenter sawhorses, which works great for my purposes. You can see here where I've got a little pin marker. The filler goes right over it. It's not a big deal. I've got all these little lumps. I'm already taking this. I wasn't going to take this all the way down. I was going to fix this issue. Focus for me. There we are. I'm going to fix that issue and these lumps up here. And it just was relevant that the whole hood was entirely too fucked up. I'm over on time. I can't let that go. There's certain lines I draw, but if I'm working the hood already, it's going to take me an hour and a half to sort it out. Now, interesting fun when you don't have a standalone paint booth is you get trash. That was a bug. That was a bug. And trying to get it up out of what I thought was a clear coat. It had laid down on the black rubber and was under my base coat. Plucked it out, made a mess. So we're going back just with 1,000 grit. Gonna knock it down. I noticed that in the clearing process. I picked it out, it created that. Now, because of that, I hit that whole area real heavy. You can see runs here. Where were we at? See runs here. I'm sanding all those runs out. I'm just going to take it down with 1,000 grit, touch up the paint, and then I'll reshoot. I may scuff down the whole bumper again and reshoot the clear. It doesn't need it. I can do this section and blend it. It's fresh enough. It should blend in just fine. Maybe a slight buff. We got our fender set up, ready to go. We'll scuff that with the 3M pad. Same drill. You scuff it down completely, all the little nooks and crannies. With the 3M pad, you're good to go to give enough tooth. I will use adhesion promoter on that. And this is the fin. I got it hung up, or spoiler, or whatever the hell they call it. And it needs cleaned down. The adhesion promoter I'm going to use on this is a sealer. I'm actually going to shoot a sealer on it. We just got too many things going on, too many base variations. Those will fisheye real bad. Anybody that's painted knows. But I got a special little treat that came in yesterday. I want to show everybody. Carburetors are just boring to tears to watch, tear down and rebuild. A lot of guys out there on YouTube. I like Mike's carburetors. I've subscribed to him for a while now. He shows me things I don't know. This is an interesting gadget here. I got to call into my machine shop where I order all my kits for these. Boys, you know, I'm here in Des Moines, Iowa. Boys down at Harvey's machine shop, Jerry down there always takes damn good care of me. Internals, working engines. But this is a 2-jet, a Rochester 2-jet from a 57 Chevy. An interesting setup. These kits can get hard to find. There's not a lot of identifying marks on the carburetor itself to tell you what kit it's supposed to be. When these were still in production and used on, you know, dealer cars, we put little tags on them. Those came with the kit, and you put the little tag on to show that it had been rebuilt and what kit you used. But I just thought this was a neat little side note. You guys having some idle issues and everything else. It just needs cleaned, floats adjusted, basic stuff. But for now, we're focusing on this. Get all this out of the way. I'm gonna mix up some filler, get that filled in there and ready to go. That patch over there, teaching my helper Casey how to use the machines. He kind of flattened that off, so I'll have to fill that a little more. No big deal. These are the cars that when I do get people that are helping me, they start learning how to spray, filler, primer. Usually I don't try not to let them touch sealer, because how it goes down, that's it. Work with the mud. If I'm going to waste product, it's going to be on these jobs. It's for a used car lot. It's a low-end car, technically speaking, so that's where I let people cut their teeth. That's really where I started cutting mine, and it worked out well. Alright, we're concluding this lesson in futility. This is the hood. You know, I fixed that, I fixed this little thing, and I got to looking, and that whole area had a little digger in it. I get done, it's not going to be perfect, but it's gonna match up to the age of the vehicle just fine. Paint will be great. Yeah, we've got everything kind of chilling out, hanging out. That's scuffed down, ready for adhesion promoter. That's scuffed down, ready for sealer. And then, of course, you've got that bumper. That's all the body work done. We're going to hit it with some 2K. What I've got here flashes out real quick. It is toolable right away. And we'll wet sand it down, shoot away. Alright folks, we have got this in primer. I'm going to go ahead and spot seal it. This is scuffed down. I have an adhesion promoter on it. Better to not take the chances with it. This little piece of plastic here, we're going to go ahead and seal that. Obviously, we've got touch-ups on that, and I'm just going to re-clear the whole thing, make it simple and easy. This is a little something we got slid in here with. It's gonna have to be sealed. It's a wet on wet sealer that I'm using. Okay, we're looking at the rocker cover. All the little studs are rotted the fuck away, and it literally just came off. I had a rivet. I attached this up here. You see where I cut it? I'll bolt it back through on the new one instead of popping a rivet in. I don't have rivets for my hand riveter. The hinge mechanism, as you can see in Casey's hand, is part of the fender. So take this portion off of the car itself. We'll put it back on the new fender before we put it on the car. There's no room. You can't get to that bolt. That is a clip for your bumper cover. There are no other body clips on this unit. All the body clips and threaded holes are in the car there. Body clip there. Underneath at the pinch welds. And then of course you got to take off the windshield washer reservoir and the spray tube off of the pump, because it braces right down there. This is the Grand Prix going back together. We're almost done with it. Okay, what you're looking at here is the shitty aftermarket fender. The shitty aftermarket bumper cover, and the fit issues. The fitment sucks. There's a little clip, everything slides down onto it. Let's see if I can get you in there. Little clip right down in there. You can't really see but the top of it. Underneath is where that slides in. They interlock right there because of that clip. Significant issue there. This side, the clip was a little broken actually, but it slid in. I just got to slide it back now. This is the problem with the cheap aftermarket. The grills seem to fit reasonably. I gotta put the Pontiac emblem up there. I guess I'll glue it on there for them. Fuck it. Fog lights are broken, so they're not putting those back in the car. Whatever. Not my problem. I want to show you the issue with shitty aftermarket parts. Now we got this all fitting right. All of our lines lined up. I didn't paint the underside of the hood. It looks like there's a bigger gap because I didn't latch it all the way. Okay, so don't look at that as a low point. I didn't paint the underside of the hood, so I had all the marks where the latches lined up, and with the latches, the pre-threaded holes in the hood and all that shit. On the hinges themselves, there were indentations. So I mean, it all lines up pretty self-explanatory on quick jobs like this. When you're repainting the whole thing, when you're redoing a whole car, it's going to be different for you because you won't have those reference scratches. There it is. This is the finished deal. The ignition had a wonkiness about it, and I locked the key in it. Battery's dead. We'll roll it out of here and go ahead and jump start it again. You know, I stand corrected. That right there did not have a spot dished out on the factory bumper cover. I thought it would. There's a lot of them that do. But we're repaired. You know, that's not even the full luster it should be at. I do not buff all these out on the way out the door. There's imperfections, there's dust on it, just settled from the air after it dried. That's their responsibility. I've taken care of my job. Bumper cover, hood, fender over here. And it is clear this isn't the first time this car's been touched. But that trim's coming off. We used some trim adhesive. That'll stick out there for a couple hours and we'll pull it off, it'll be fine. But Grand Prix finished.